During the National Prayer Breakfast in Washington, D.C., President Donald Trump announced that he is creating a White House faith office and will be cracking down on so-called anti-Christian bias.
Today I'm signing an executive order to make our Attorney General, who's a great person, she's going to be a great Attorney General, Pam Bondi, the head of a task force, brand new, to eradicate anti-Christian bias. It's about time, isn't it, though, really? So many times you hear, but you don't hear the anti-Christian bias. The mission of this task force will be to immediately halt all forms of anti-Christian targeting and discrimination within the federal government, including at the DOJ, which was absolutely terrible, the IRS, the FBI, terrible, and other agencies.
It was absolutely terrible. Really, do you have any examples of this anti-Christian bias? Look, I'm an American. I don't believe that anybody should be targeted for their religious beliefs. I think that I think that the First Amendment says freedom of religion. Yes, I don't think you should be targeted for that. That said, are there any examples of this? No, there is not. This is dumb and unnecessary. I mean, again, where are the Christians that are being discriminated against in the government? Where are they? Well, to be fair, of course, only 87% of Congress and 98% of elected Republicans who happen to be in power all over the government are Christian. So obviously, there must be so much bias there. Oh, yes. You know, they only run 87% of Congress. I guess it would only be really fair for the Christians if they owned 100% of Congress. Oh, yeah. Right. Look, you may think that that's a joke, but I think that is exactly what they want to do. Now, that said, I want to go to his order, okay? Now, the order that he signed says the previous administration had engaged in an egregious pattern of targeting peaceful Christians. Oh, my goodness. While ignoring violent anti-Christian offenses. Oh, no. The Biden Department of Justice sought to squelch faith in the public square by bringing federal criminal charges and obtaining, in numerous cases, multi-year prison sentences against nearly 24 peaceful pro-life Christians for praying and demonstrating outside of abortion facilities. Those convicted included a Catholic priest and a 75-year-old grandmother, as well as an 87-year-old woman and a father of 11 children who were arrested 18 months after praying and singing hymns outside an abortion facility in Tennessee as part of a politically motivated prosecution campaign by the Biden administration. I rectified this injustice on January 23rd, 2025 by issuing pardons in these cases. Oh my goodness. So they were praying and singing hymns and, oh, Biden, lawless Catholic Joe Biden comes in and arrests them. Oh my goodness. Now, what that order neglected to mention is the fact that not only were they, yes, praying and singing, they also forced their way into a health clinic and blocked the doors. The indictment against them said that they had violated the law by using that obstruction to injure, intimidate, and interfere with the clinic's employees and with a patient, you know, that was like pregnant, very pregnant. Lauren Handy, for example, was sentenced to nearly 5 years in prison for leading the blockade and directing them to link themselves together with locks and chains to block the clinic's doors. Wait, I thought they were singing and demonstrating outside. No, they were inside private property. That happens to be a crime. Not that Trump cares, because Trump pardoned all the Capitol rioters too, you know, that were inside property. Now, a nurse ended up spraining her ankle when one person shoved her while entering the clinic, and a woman was accosted by another blockader while having labor pain. Not only that, but police ended up finding 5 dead fetuses in Handy's home after she was indicted. The lady was hoarding dead fetuses. What? That's bizarre. Okay. Now, his order also said, at the same time, Catholic churches, charities, and pro-life centers sought justice for violence, theft, and arson perpetrated against them, which the Biden Department of Justice largely ignored. After more than 100 attacks, the U.S. House of Representatives passed a resolution condemning the violence and calling on the Biden administration to enforce the law. You know, here's the thing about that, right? So, remember Henry Enrique Tarrio, leader of the Proud Boys, okay? Proud Boys went through and vandalized black churches. Enrique Tarrio got pardoned by Donald Trump. So you targeted black churches, okay, and got pardoned by the president, who is now complaining, oh, Biden was letting people go that targeted churches. What? But here's the thing, though, right? When it comes down to it, those attacks are terrible. I don't agree with, attacking people's churches, right? Whether it be black church, white church, synagogue, mosque, etc., right? That said, it's generally not federal government, it's not their job to go in and look at simple vandalism, okay, to intercede, because that's for local law enforcement, right? Unless, I guess, it's evidence of a hate crime. That said, all right, arson is a bit more serious. So in cases of arson, the federal government does sometimes get involved. What I'm trying to say there is that these crimes weren't intentionally ignored as some part of anti-Christian bias. In the cases where the federal government didn't step in, it's because local law enforcement already had it taken care of, had it handled, was looking into it, was punishing the people involved. And so, yeah. Now, that said, talk about attacks on Christian churches, right? Well, the number of vandalism incidents against churches actually remains small compared with incidents targeting abortion clinics documented annually by the National Abortion Federation, an abortion rights group. It's according to USA Today. So, look, at the end of the day, it is not Christianity that is under attack in this country. What is under attack is actually the right of women to control their own bodies. Whereas also you've got Muslims under attack. You have Christian nationalists that are attacking freedom of speech. So that's what you have. You have Christian nationalists that are trying to force their beliefs on the entire country, on everyone else. And when they're stopped by the Constitution, that's when they go, anti-Christian bias, anti-Christian bias. Look, Trump's order to prevent this so-called bias, right, doesn't actually name a real, actual example of anti-Christian bias because it doesn't exist, all right? But thing is, this is a move that is meant to promote Christian nationalism, okay? And that's what Project 2025 was about. And that's what a lot of the Heritage Foundation, a lot of the far right have been wanting to do. And now this is their chance. I mean, Trump set up a White House faith office staffed by Paula White, all right? Paula White Kane, who is an evangelical, okay? Now, having her head up that office sends the signal that this is the only religion that we're going to care about, okay? If it's a faith office, then it should be representative of all faiths, right? But no, that's not going to be representative of all faiths. They're not going to look at an anti-Muslim bias. Of course not. They're not going to look at an anti-Jewish bias. No, they're just going to make up anti-Christian bias, okay? And not just anti-Christian bias, but the fact that Donald Trump had responded so negatively to that bishop that just said, be nice to immigrants, have some empathy. The reaction to that, where you had people in the Republican Party saying she should be deported. She's a a native of New Jersey, all right, deport her, get rid of her, what a disgrace. It really shows you that it's not even, looking out for Christianity. It's just trying to promote a very specific, very far right, very restrictive version of it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.